What's up, everybody? It's me, Johnny, and with me, I've got DJD and Farmer. The gang is back together.
Howdy.
Yo.
Sitting there in the back, we got Craig. What's up, Craig? Okay, so clarification here. So 2 weeks ago, what happened? What was it 2 weeks ago? I wasn't able to. Oh, I think I had my son's entrance ceremony or something like that. Wasn't able to come. And then last week, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I actually was not able to come because I was going to a flower park here in Hitachi. I live very close to one of the most famous flower parks in Japan, like in the top three. Actually, I live close to two of the top three flower parks in Japan.
Did you go to the one I went to?
Have gone there. Yeah. That's
awesome.
David and I have gone there.
That has my favorite picture of us too.
Yeah, I love that picture. It's so great.
That's great. Yeah.
And so we went to that. A friend of mine came in from out of town, and so specifically to go to that flower park. So I took them to the flower park, and I gave David a couple of things to discuss in my absence, and then they just ended up not having an episode at all.
I had a pretty bad cough, so I was like, eh. Plus, I mean, like, right before the cast, we were playing Ark, I think.
Ark, right. Like, David and I both were like, we can't make it, and then we were just like playing games. Like 10 minutes before we were supposed to start, we were like playing games or something.
I get on, and
that was great.
They're both just chatting. I'm like, oh, we can't make it. Okay, I see what's going on here. I'm actually okay with that because I've been working on the floor all day, so...
You know,
which they haven't heard about your floor, Farmer. You should.
Ooh, that's true.
Man.
Yeah. Hey guys, visual bit. Imagine.
Yeah, he's putting in a dancing floor. Is what he's doing.
Yeah. So we were dancing on a floor, and it was an old floor, and we fell through, and we, my wife broke her ankle. No, I'm kidding. Anyways,
jeez, that was dark.
It's dramatic, wasn't it? People like that. People like that kind of thing. It really draws them in. Did I grab you? There you go. So, I mean, it's actually been going on. Hey, I'm just saying, clickbait is clickbait, no matter what, and it works for some.
Is that what we're gonna do? We're just gonna lie.
You heard it here first. Clickbait is clickbait.
Yeah, it is.
Hey guys, I'm
not saying we're
10
actually
wars.
Do that, but that's great.
Right.
This is rich. Yeah. So a couple weeks. Well, actually, let's turn the clock back. It's probably sometime last year. We realized there's something not right with our washer because it's just all of a sudden, making all sorts of weird noises. It's not sitting level, and all sorts of things like that. So I knew something was going on, but I didn't have time to deal with it, So I ended up getting just like a block and like leveling it out. Fast forward a couple months later. Yeah, no, this is real.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't have time. Throw the Band-Aid on. Right?
Throw the Band-Aid on. So I threw the Band-Aid on.
I'm sure future you won't have any regrets about that at all.
No, I mean, it was already too late, so it really didn't matter. So I was just buying myself a little time. But fast forward a couple months after I do that, I have to like readjust and put another one in there. It's just slowly sinking further.
Putting another
down.
Another Band-Aid on.
I put a couple more Band-Aids on it, and
by
the time I was done putting Band-Aids, we've got like this 10-inch gap by the time I actually get
he's like got it sitting on like 5 blocks on each other.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, and my wife's done with it, because she has to it has to be balanced just right, or it's all over the place.
She puts the clothes in wrong, and it just falls off the blocks.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough, and so I finally finished a song I was working on a couple weeks back. So pretty excited about that. So that was kind of like the next thing. Okay, finish the song, and then I'm ripping out the floor, and that's what I did last week.
Not at all like a promotional plug at all. Like just
if you guys haven't seen my music channel, I'm Ethan LaDon Reynolds. I'm doxing myself right now. Actually, people dox me all the time, and I actually I give them permission, and I actually promote that. Go ahead.
I mean, all three of us kind of like, with the exception of your Produce Farmer gamer tag, like all three of us do go by.
That's true. We don't care if our name is out there in the world.
We're the most doxable podcast ever.
The pictures that Farm posted in the Discord are just wild looking. He was He was like, "This is what I'm up to," and I was just like, "I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, it looks like the floor's gone." Right? That's what it.
Yeah, so I don't think I posted it in here, but so imagine 3 layers of floor. You got tongue and groove, and then another layer of tongue and groove, and then you got particle board. Probably putting it around the 90s, and then you've got a layer like an 1/8 inch layer of Luan, and then you've got your linoleum on top of that. That's how thick my floor was, and that's how rotted it was because it went through all of that and finally rotted, and it rotted the joists down there. So you're talking about all that stuff, just like mulch, just pulling
Oh
out.
my
We're having to suck
gosh.
it out.
Ugh.
It's just nasty.
Question,
So
in this
yeah.
picture where you sent us this picture of these new boards you put in, whose truck is this? Because I recognize your truck here. Whose red truck is this?
Which picture are you referring to?
You have a picture of 2 SUVs parked next to each other, which I can clearly see their license plates. I want to throw that out there. And there are these 2
Apparently I
really
don't
long
care.
boards in the back of a Chevy Silverado.
Chevy. So that's my truck. Yeah, the maroon.
That's your
one's
truck?
mine. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess you must have taken the other truck out when you came to see us. So that makes sense. You drive a pickup truck?
Yeah, I've got a pickup, and it's the farm truck, and then you're probably thinking about our Yukon, which is an SUV.
Yeah, it's the one
like-
next to it.
Yeah, the one next to it.
Yeah.
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 I don't remember sending you that picture. How'd you get?
It's
that
in
picture?
Discord. It's in
It's
Discord.
it's literally in your channel in Discord.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at it.
my channel. My bad. I
Yeah,
forgot I
yeah.
posted that in there. Yeah.
Yeah, with
my
your
gosh.
license plates. I can see.
You
I can
have
also
the
see.
picture of the 3 boards there.
I
too.
can also see your
I do.
your
I do have it
bicycles.
there.
Your bicycles sitting on your house, on your porch.
Yeah.
I see a swing set back there.
Man, we've got the whole thing right there. I told my wife all we need is the refrigerator, and we're uptown on the back porch.
Yeah,
That's the
because I
thing,
see you have
having a
washing
fridge on the
machine.
porch.
Your washing.
Yeah, we got
It makes
washing
sense. You have to
machines
move
on
them
the
out,
back.
right? Because you're
we had to
because you're
move 'em
working in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 So tonight we were actually working on a little bit more of it because now because it's so thick, like so many layers. We're having to think, okay, how do we do this and sure it up and make it come out flush at the end while we're putting just like 2 layers of this. So just building and reinventing the wheel, as it were.
I don't think Pete. I remember the last time we talked about your house. One of the things you talked about is how there's not a square angle anywhere in that house.
Oh, nothing square. Yeah. But I think we're gonna try to like float it past the wall, like underneath it, so we don't have to like make a sure cut, So hopefully that helps us out, because there's nothing square. We actually had to measure from the wall to try to make somewhat of a square, but I know the wall is crooked, So it's like you measure from a not square thing, so you get not square. But,
right.
it's the best we
Oh
could
my
do.
gosh, it sounds. This. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like before they added snapping in like Forge.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you just had to eyeball
gosh.
everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, everything.
Oh,
Everything
man.
was hearsay and like, oh yeah, that
Or
looks
like
good
building
enough.
an
Let's-
arc in general.
Yeah,
I
or
mean,
like building an arc. Yeah, you're just like, this
Yeah.
doesn't snap, but we can make it work. I don't know if everyone knows, but like this is actually a home renovation podcast now. We've
Yeah,
we've
apparently.
changed.
The
We've
funny thing
changed
about
our-
this, Enix, like, oh man, we could, in like home, like there's a couple of house flipper games, out there on Game
Mhm.
Pass and stuff, and he's like, man, in house flipper. We could do this so quick. I'm like, this is not house flipper, and this is reality, and this is going to take a long time.
Yeah. Enix like, man, a house flipper, I'd have this done in 20 minutes, Dad.
Like,
You're
yeah,
slow.
so quick. You just demo everything and build it right back. And we're like, just to put the 2 joists in, it's taken us so long because we're crawling under there on our backs.
Oh,
It's
good
like
Lord.
6 to 8 inches, between you and the joist and the ground. And so
No.
you're just like back there trying to get your drill in the right angle, holding your head just right. Oh, get the light. And then we had to jack up both sides of the floor just to get it squeeze in, because it's like a 20-foot board. So you're talking about just like finagling it the whole time, just trying to get it at the perfect place.
It's not a vibe.
And we did.
Ugh. It's not a vibe.
It's not like you're not playing a chill game of house flipper where you're just like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Oh, everything's square, everything just comes out perfect. No, This is reality.
Yeah.
Now you need to get your kids to play Lawnmower Simulator, so that way
right,
they're excited about mowing the lawn. Like,
they
No, it sounds
already
like he's
like
not
mowing the lawn, though.
sounds like he's not excited about it. Sounds like he's like, why is this taking so long? I'd be done. Man, I should know how to flip this house already.
Yep.
We'd be done already, Dad.
If real houses were like House Flipper, everybody be doing it. You know what am I saying? What I'm saying?
My dad ran a construction company for a while, and he laughed because one of the things I complained about when I was helping him as a teen is I was like, when you're like doing construction, there's never anything. This is the visual bit that's like right here. That's like at a good level that it feels good to work on. I'm like, everything's either like way down on the ground and you got to bend down or like lay down on the ground or do something, or it's like way up high and you've got your arms up way over your head and you're like stretching to try to get this thing. And I was like, man, there's just nothing comfortable about this. Like,
and a lot of it's heavy too.
Yeah.
A lot of it's really heavy. Well, same with like working on cars too. With my dad growing up and everything.
The alternative is you use cheap materials and then your house blows down. So I guess there's those options.
Well, and then like with cars it's like engineers must hate mechanics. Right? They just hate mechanics because they just design these cars that is just like, screw you. You wanna do this? Screw you. Like, it's gonna be almost impossible. And yeah.
I should bring that up to my dad and see how he feels about it. He might
be like, do you ever think that like how these engineers just hate you?
Yeah.
Like But so that's what Farm was doing last week. I was looking at flowers. Honestly, it's like almost the same. Really,
almost,
yeah.
Just as much work when it comes down to it. I was
at a flower park looking at flowers, thinking of nice things. Farm, what you should do. I don't know if you thought of this. You should call the landlord, dude. Sounds like a serious problem.
yeah, I'll get right on that. Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, call the landlord and be like, "Yo, man, the floor is my washing machine is falling through the floor."
So, well, I have my buddy that's nearby, and so I usually get him to help me. He has pleasure watching me destroy my house for some reason. So anytime I have projects come up, he's like, "Yeah, let's go." But he does help me out. And then I did get my dad over here a few times. I tried to get him over tonight. Yeah, I tried to get him over here tonight, but he's like, "Oh, there's only work for 2 people. You guys got it. I got chainsaw."
That's dad's for you though too. Absolutely. That's like, you know what? Now you guys are good. Really, when it comes down to it, if I give you help, then you don't have enough to do. So
right, yeah,
exactly.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. I'll just stay home.
It shouldn't be easy, okay? It needs to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. I did this. He's pretty much thinking I've done this. I've got to do some stuff I want to do. You guys have fun, but
you guys have fun. Yeah,
all the fun. We had all the fun. We're having all the fun. So all I've got to do now is patch up a few more things, get the Advantech down, and we're good. We're good.
I spent Saturday cutting my very small lawn, but then, bagging up the grass and doing all of that BS. Actually, I had my son do that part because I don't
you have
to
to bag up the grass? Man, that's rough.
Yeah, I got to bag up the grass to throw it away. But then also, we were like, it's getting to be bug season here. Like, in 2 weeks, it'll be like the beginning of bug season. So I went around the house and I spray, some like anti-bug stuff around the house to keep. We have really bad Japanese centipedes here that are pretty brutal. They're big and their bites real bad. And so went around the house and sprayed that. Chiho and Johnny were in the garden. And then I've been splitting wood in my spare time. If it's a nice day, I try and split a handful of, instead of having just really terrible brutal days where I'm splitting for 3 hours and then I'm dead, right? I'm just laying on the couch. I try and I'll split for 30 minutes, right?
I see that's
and
the
go
way
about
to do
my day
anything when it comes down to it. Yeah.
And then one of my friends came over and I made her help. I was like, "Oh, great, you're here hanging out, sweet. Here, help me chop this wood. Perfect. Good luck." And that's the way to do it. You got to turn it into a party.
I mean, that's a very John Bailey attitude to have. I feel like whenever I came over, somehow I'd get co-opted into whatever.
Helping with something. Yeah, here. Hold this. Here, chop it. Hey, have you ever chopped wood? Nope. Great. You can learn how. I'm going to teach
that
you
was
how to chop wood.
definitely something that happened when we first moved here in Tennessee. Some buddies of mine, a good friend of mine, still a really good friend of mine, and we still do quite a few things together. But that was one thing about his dad. He's like, if you're going to be here, you're going to do some work on the farm, and we did. We did all the things. We had herds of cows stampeding on us. It was crazy times. I mean, it was so close that like we were out there, herding them and telling, whoa, 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 stopping them. They got so close that, they turn and then you get covered by not mud, but like mud,
Not
flying
mud,
off of
but
it.
like mud.
Just imagine what's not mud.
But
And,
like mud.
yeah. So you get, yeah, they would have like, as they're coming around the bend, they would get, kind of scared, and then they, have a little bit of the runs, and it'd get on you as you stop them, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, fun times. But,
This is why
This
I'm
is
a city
also
boy.
This is also a farming podcast. I don't know if people
Yeah,
knew that, but
apparently,
we're
yeah.
also we're in the farming podcast section as
Meanwhile,
well.
I'm like, why don't we have more walkable areas around this place?
Right. David's like, flower park. I want to walk to a flower park. That's what I want to do.
I want more housing to bring costs down. Okay,
And talking about cost, Farm hit me with this. So there was some announcements about Xbox's next console, Project Helix. And before we get started on this, I want to say, hold on. Let me just, I'm going to say it because I'm pretty sure, but let me just double check. There is still no announcement on the Steam Machine price. Just want to throw that out there. There's no announcement on the price of the Steam Machine. And okay, so what's going on with Project Helix, Farm?
So after digging a little bit more into it, so what they did is they did have kind of like a little interview about it, and they talked about it. So there actually isn't an official confirmation on the price, but it's looking like they'll probably announce it. I think here in the next couple months. But I mean, from everything that they've gathered, it seems like it's going to be, a little bit pricier than what you're used to.
Say the number. Say the number you said earlier.
I'm
me
thinking,
again. I'm ready.
And what everybody's pointing to is like close to 1,000. Kind of close to this. Kind of close to the Steam Machine. I mean, honestly, it's like.
Man,
I mean, what I don't like.
It's rough.
That's the price. That's the price nowadays, right?
Yep.
That's the price of stuff.
I mean, the problem is that, when you look at even current gen consoles, they've gone up there. We were talking a few podcasts ago about the price of the PS5 Pro being like $900.
Right. Crazy.
That is kind of the price point. Now is up there, and that's really unfortunate because I think gaming in and of itself is a really good activity for as an economical, accessible thing to do. But if all those people are going to be priced out of new systems and consoles were going to be the entryway, that really sucks. I'm hoping my hope would be that I don't know if they'll do it. Honestly, it's a coin flip, I think. But my hope would be that there is some kind of more economical entry point, a la the Series S.
Yeah, I definitely think this is more the premium side of gaming. They're catering to that side. Now, if they have a handheld, like the Switch does or something like that variance, then you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more of the people who can afford, an entry level. And,
well, I mean,
and that's gonna be what. Well, yeah, I mean, it just depends.
Because the ROG Xbox Ally was $1,000, right? Give or
that's
take.
True.
800 to 1,000.
But what about the Switch? What is the Switch 2 right now?
Isn't it $500?
It's still not cheap.
The Switch 2 is 500. Yeah, the Switch 2 is
well.
500,
So the Xbox Series S 512 edition, the one I bought, currently sits at $400. $399. What is it? $39.99? Is that what you guys say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money. I bought a Series S at launch, and I feel like it was under. I feel like maybe it was $300.
It was 300 even. Yeah, it was $299. Yeah. is what it launches.
The Series X 1 terabyte, like not the special, like they have a digital only edition or special editions. It's $650 now.
Yeah.
I bought my Series X when I got it a few years ago. I bought that one for $500.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, part of it's like prices going up, and other parts, things again they cost more. Things are going up, and they're maybe using this as a way to actually make back some of the money versus losing. I don't know. I really don't know the
well,
numbers.
like especially with a lot of a lot of these tech companies like investing a lot of money in other ventures, right? Like, I mean, like I could see them trying to recoup some of their losses or whatever, or like kind of find some kind of more stability. And I think ultimately it'll come down to a like balancing act between the cost of things and what people are willing to pay, and as the market almost always does.
Yeah, but we've seen time and time again that people.
Oh, go ahead, Brian. Finish your thought.
I was just going to say, we've seen time and time again that the people who really want something doesn't matter the cost. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, like I will get the next premium Xbox, no matter what the price. Yep. I will. Like, I mean, on day one. Yeah.
And when it comes to like phones
kind of sucks,
and things like
but
yeah. No, we
I'm
want
not
the
helping
price
the problem.
More affordable, obviously. But when it comes to like phones or Xbox or even a PC, something that we really want, or for me, a guitar or something like that, I'm not gonna cheap out. I'm gonna get something that I need at the time to use. Right. So there's that too, and so maybe we're creating the problem in a way.
The new entry-level Steam Deck, which is the Steam Deck OLED, 512 gigabytes, right? They used to have like the LCD, now they just sell the OLED. Mm-hmm. The entry price on that, which is the one I bought, is $550.
Really?
Yeah.
And the 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck is $650. That's not bad.
That's not terrible.
I mean, it's still expensive, and their whole thing is that, like, it's a PC. I will say this, though. The Steam Deck is, like, I have found myself enjoying playing on the consoles more because the Steam Deck runs some things really well, but other things not so well, right? Because it is a PC, so you have to, settings tweak, like even like stuff where it's like, oh yeah, this is compatible, but then it's like, well, it's compatible on the lowest setting, right? Like it runs great on or it'll like, it'll do 30 frames per second on the lowest setting, and it's like, okay, like that's like playing on a potato,
right? Yeah, but they're not going to tell you that. But
I do enjoy it. I've been playing quite a few games on it. I do enjoy it. But that's one of the things that I've enjoyed with the Switch 2 also, in a similar way, of like the handheldness of it. But I feel like Xbox releasing a handheld, if they don't pare it down to be like, I have a hard time seeing it'll be expensive. This is an interesting one, actually. The iPad mini is more expensive than most iPads, actually. And a big part of that is just that there's less demand for it because most people want bigger iPads. And like it's like a really specific group of people who get the mini. They're usually like professionals, like doctors like the iPad mini, and pilots like it because of the size. But like, let me pull up, hold on.
What would be kind of cool is if the Xbox handheld had like some kind of like synchronicity with the premium console.
Well, no, that would be great. Well, and that's the problem with just like, on one hand, you would think mini means that it's like going to be cheaper because it's smaller, but that's not necessarily the case. The regular 11-inch iPad is $350, which, by the way, I hate to be that guy. I just discovered, looking at it, because I have Apple One, which includes Apple Arcade. I have Apple One because it's cheaper to use Apple Music and like the workout stuff and all of that. Apple Arcade has like Power Wash on it and it's free. It has unpacking and it's free if you have the subscription.
It's like low key actually not bad for like arcadey type games or whatever.
Yeah,
or like
remember Xbox Arcade? It reminds me of that, of like these like really little short games. Disney Dreamlight Valley's on Apple Arcade, Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Like there's all of these kinds of games. So I downloaded a few of them, but like $350 for an iPad, and then you have Apple Arcade, and you can get like a wireless controller. That's not bad. The iPad Mini is $500, and then it goes to like iPad Air, iPad Pro, right? So the Mini is not the smallest. It's like the next tier up. So like even if Microsoft or when, I shouldn't say if, they've talked about it, when they release a handheld, I would assume it there's just no, I really hope it's not $1,000, because like that's not the market that they're competing for, right? Like it would need to be around the Switch's market. Maybe they could get a little over 500, but 1,000 is far from that.
Right.
But I don't
could see
imagine
it being
that it'll
like
be
maybe
cheap.
7, or like 650 or something. Like hopefully, I mean, like
650 would be nice, because the idea
yeah.
would be, I mean, the big thing for me is like they talked about you can play Steam games on it. If that's for sure, and like that goes all the way through, then yes, I would be very interested in a Microsoft console, in the next Microsoft console.
Well, and I'm sure they can find it at a price point. So, I mean, I guess what they're kind of got to compare to is like these people who are willing to, spend the phones are willing to go at a certain price point. Well, maybe they're still willing to, do the whole handheld device as well. Because what phones are what, 700, 800 at least, if not more, if you're buying something new?
New phone isn't like the new flagship iPhone like $1,000 or something.
Well, if you're getting it brand new,
like
if you're getting
brand new is like crazy. Brand new is like actually like approaching 2,000 now. Like not quite there, but like
really.
Well, and that's the thing. When you compare it that way, all these kids have all these phones. So what's 500? What's 700?
The thing is,
okay,
like,
the iPhone 17 starts at 800.
Oh, okay.
Starts at 800. But that is, it's not terrible. Ooh, they have a green one? Hold on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you distracted on buying
hold
one.
Hold on. No, I'm not going to buy it. It's not forest green.
I don't have an iPhone.
Yeah, you don't have an iPhone. Yeah, we know.
Well, you're about to. A Navcast is going to fund your Switch.
All right.
Yeah. Well, but speaking of Apple, did you guys see the news that Tim Cook is stepping down as the CEO of Apple?
You know what's crazy is for Apple, Disney, and Xbox to all have CEO changes in like the same 3-month period. That's kind of insane.
It's almost like
I would have said it almost feels that way a little bit. Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting, he's the first CEO to not be fired or die in the position. He's the first one to willingly step down.
Jeez.
And it was under him that Apple became the first $1 trillion company. And I believe now they're worth like $4 trillion. But he's not leaving the company entirely. He's going to take over as the executive chairman of the board. But he will no longer be the CEO. The new CEO is a guy named John Turnus. He's been working for Apple for like 25 years. He's currently the senior vice president of hardware engineering. I'm really interested to see where this goes. So like one of the criticisms that this guy or that Tim Cook has had is that while he's like taken Apple to be like insanely profitable in this huge company, there has not been really any innovation since he's taken over. Like the Apple Vision Pro and like the Apple Watch are like the only things that have come out since he's been the guy, right? And so the new CEO being someone from hardware, people are hoping that it means that Apple is going to take more steps and be more interesting in like their hardware releases, which would be cool. I mean, they've got the money to take chances, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Your company's worth $4 trillion.
And the market share. When it comes down to it, yeah.
Yeah, but this guy has been one of the main hardware guys for like the iPad, I think every iPad, he's been one of the main guys working in it and like helped with like, moving Macs over to Apple Silicon and all of that kind of stuff. So we will see. But yeah, I was really shocked. I was really shocked to see that he resigned. But yeah, all of these resignations, all this stuff, what's going on, man?
I mean, I
is
think
there something that they're seeing and
man,
they're just wanting to like leave? You know?
yeah, maybe they're all getting like in a vault or something.
Yeah.
I think also part of it though, like I mean, the vault thing could be happening. I mean, who knows? But also like I mean,
I
like
mean, Fallout, you
economically,
know.
things are what they are, and like I mean, a lot of companies have paid the price of that, and like when it comes down to it, like this does kind of feel like a good time to like switch direction or pivot a little bit, or like like rebuild. You know, um,
Well, and
I
they've
think that
also
like
done their time, right? You know,
there's
they're
good
ready to retire.
bookmarks. Yeah, like I mean, like I like obviously like Tim Cook
Well, yeah,
has
he's been
made
CEO for like
Apple a
a
significantly
long
more
time.
profitable company. I mean, like when it comes
Hmm.
down to it, Bob Iger coming back, obviously, like he has been like a stanchion of Disney for a long time. And like I mean, like
Right.
helped lead it into like an entirely new era of profitability and franchise development and like buying like Marvel and Star Wars and all of that. Like Disney is a behemoth that it probably wouldn't have been without him. I mean, like
Right.
for better and worse. I mean, like when it
Right.
comes down to it, and I think Phil Spencer stepping down from Xbox. Like I mean, he brought it out of the debacle that was the Xbox One launch, right? With like them really, really struggling to find their footing and like not having any games, and now they have more games than I can even find time to play, And I mean like
Well, I mean,
they're
there is that, but I think that like we talk about the debacle of that launch and such, but like let's be like real here. Like that's where like Xbox lost it, right? Like
yeah,
Xbox and PlayStation were really neck and neck for a long time. And
sure,
then
yeah.
like the
Like to the
Xbox
point of
One
like
to the
pulling ahead and
PS4.
not
Yeah, to the Xbox One to the PS4, that's where the
yeah.
PS4, PlayStation or Sony pulled ahead and has stayed ahead the whole time. For sure.
Yeah.
The
But again,
but
I mean like so much of that is messaging though too. And like I mean like when it came down to it, like the
Oh no,
previous
totally.
CEO just
Totally, they just kept making bad choices. Tim Cook was the CEO of Apple, or will be the CEO for 15 years, about just over 15 years. He became the CEO in August, and he's like stepping down from that position in September. Pretty wild. But as an Apple fanboy, I am looking forward to see where it goes. I appreciate a lot that Apple does, but sometimes I also feel like as a company they're a little too timid. I recently have been looking into getting Amazon Alexas even because I'm so annoyed with how terrible Siri is and like there's just really no function there at all, and I would really love to get an Amazon Alexa which has a screen on it, right? And like I can just use different like get one that has a screen on it and use for different things. Like that kind of sounds nice. Or have, I know that like Amazon Alexas have what is it? They have like AI integration now, so you can ask it like more complicated stuff and it can actually answer you, as opposed to Siri, who cannot do anything.
anything. She's worse than she was before AI integration. Like,
Yeah, she can't do anything. So like, you know, if the new guy can do something about that, that would be great because I would also love to not have an Amazon Alexa in my house collecting all of my data. I'd really love that. But also, it does seem pretty cool to be able to like actually have the convenience of it. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do it.
Yep.
I mean,
But
I can kind of go like on one hand, there's I think the important part of leadership is knowing when to like kind of like step down or like move out of the way and like be like, you know what, like I want like this is the right time, like this is a pretty decent spot for like where I want like from here on out this just isn't going to be my thing. Uh that's a complicated question that I think a lot goes into. On the other, I don't like when it's like drastic shifts in direction, like with the new person coming in and trying to establish their own like brand, their own like
right.
mark on it.
It's almost
right?
like directors, trying to make their own mark on a certain franchise,
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, but like also I would say like, a lot of like Xbox's messaging, of course, has been like very like we're bringing Xbox back, and like everything that happened before, like we're getting rid of that, kind of, you know, and it's like, oof, I
Listen,
don't
if
know
they
that I
bring back
vibe with that. You
if
know,
they
I mean,
bring back
like,
the snapping feature so that I can like watch something while playing a game, are we talking about bringing
I
that
mean,
back? Because I missed that.
maybe actually, maybe. Yeah,
Are
I
we
mean,
going to get
like,
an HDMI in on the net on Project
oh
Helix?
my
Because
gosh,
I'm
that would be
all on
great.
board if we
Yeah.
get an HDMI in on that. That would be sweet.
They like so one of the things that Xbox has been doing lately that I think is actually really good is that they have been doing like small wins, right? Like small things that like kind of fill and it seemed kind of ignored because they were focused on the larger picture, right? And I think that those are really good for like morale and really good for like just having those moments where you can go like, hey, you be excited, you know? I mean, like one of the things that they changed was like custom user colors. One of the biggest changes I feel like in terms of the way that I use my library is quick resume being able to be toggled on specific games, so you can
What?
turn it
They
off on multiplayer
wait.
games.
When did they add
Yeah,
Yeah,
that? Because I need that
like
right
that's
now.
really
handy.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah.
Is that for everyone, or is it still in like alpha or beta?
It was an insider. It might be for everyone now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out because
Why is
Yeah.
that's
it
pretty
being
handy.
tested? That doesn't need to be tested. Let me turn it off. Oh my goodness.
uh, Putting profile badges like for your 5 most recently unlocked badges is pretty cool. Uh, like
Yeah,
more,
little things, but
yeah, like
neat
all
things.
these small little like wins that I feel like without them, like without any kind of like small like, hey, we're listening to you and we're implementing these things, uh, like progression, like milestones on the Xbox side. I feel like a lot of Xbox users kind of felt like, oh, well, they just aren't listening to us, and that's fair, I think, to like kind of feel that way. Uh, I
Wasn't there an
think
update about something like they're having like a platinum trophy type thing as well?
they changed. Well, that is in insiders only right now, but essentially they changed the way that achievements look and appear. So like that rare achievements now appear like as a diamond or whatever with a like a special like look to them that stands out more. And then you can also like highlight your 100% completed games.
That's super cool for all of the games I've
Yeah.
not 100%ed, right?
And
Like
you
because
can
I just
hide
don't do
games from
that.
your achievement list too. But I
I
mean,
think
like
that's so
they're
interesting
going
because that was
through.
something that's something I've not even tried to do in maybe 10 years, right? Is try to 100% the
Yeah.
achievements in a game. I think I have all of the achievements in Spyro the Reignited trilogy. Like
Oh,
there's a couple like but I haven't gotten all the achievements in others for sure. For sure.
yeah. It's been a while since I've been doing anything like that, but it's just like it was a phase, and it was great, and I still like unlocking those things, but it's not like that is the
Well,
end
also,
all
I
like
would
actual
say,
finishing game of the game. Like for me, that was like it wasn't even playing the game at that point. The game itself was getting the achievement and not even paying attention, maybe even to the story. And at least for me, I felt like I was losing the sight of actually having fun playing games.
But I have a friend who he does that on Steam. He 100% games on Steam, like for achievements, and it's pretty wild, man.
I
And
can't
that's
do
his
it.
thing.
Steam, Steam just doesn't hit me the same.
That's his thing of like
but
that's when
also
the
like
game's done. When he's 100%ed it, it's done, and he uninstalls it, and then he moves on to the next
that's
one.
Wow.
that's kind of
It's
awesome. Yeah,
it's kind of intense. It's a little
yeah,
intense.
It's
yeah.
very, very structured and very like organized. It's like OCD almost, like
A little
cleaning the
bit. I mean, I
closet.
think
Yeah.
that
Like I can't,
describing him
I'm
that
not
way
like
is okay.
nothing wrong with that. There's some people that's what they do, and that's okay. But me, I don't know if I've done some of that, but I just don't think I couldn't uninstall it. Like I spent so much time in a game like that. I don't know.
Fair.
Like if I spent that many hours in a game, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I feel differently, but especially like Halo, I'm not uninstalling. I'm just
I
playing
would say
more.
though, like, so one of the things that kind of like I don't know, I have mixed feelings about. Um, like I think all of these like little improvements are great and everything. I think that there's a balance there to be struck. Like I think that you shouldn't like necessarily sacrifice a larger vision for like small improvements, even if those small improvements are generally liked. Like, I mean, like, I think doing a mix is really good, but I think like just doing the small stuff, like at the expense of the larger stuff, like is a mistake. But I don't know what they're doing. You know, I mean, like in terms of that, um, I think like achievements by and large have become so much less of the Xbox like visual identity over the years. Like especially since like Xbox
Oh
One on.
yeah.
And I mean like
Oh
I
yeah.
think that
100%.
might have affected like our growing disinterest in them, you know? Like I mean like with them not being like, you know, like essentially like a badge that like shows up on your profile or whatever with like, you know, like little things you could earn in like the like avatar store or whatever, you know? I mean like and
Mm-hmm.
I like and it,
I
gamer
really
score
like
just
just
not
seeing
mattering as much and
the
yeah.
leaderboard every month
Right.
of
Yeah.
like, oh man, I want to get more because I see I'm close to so and so and like all of that kind of stuff. But also,
Right.
how much of that is we stopped like at least for me,
Part
I
of
know this
that
doesn't
might be
affect
also getting
David.
older. Yeah.
No, I don't play new games as much.
Oh, sure.
I'm still playing these old games that I'm not getting achievements in these games. You know what I mean? As opposed to when I was like just starting a game and you get all of these achievements, you know?
Well, it's like Apex for me. I think for most of us, like it has 12 achievements. It's never added any more. I got those like in the first, probably half year or something like that.
Oh, do you
And
have
I
all the
put
Apex achievements?
Oh yeah, I've had them for years, and I've still played the game. And I've still played
Right.
the game. No, and it's like it didn't matter about the achievements at that point. It was about that was the style of game that would just make retain you, basically make you come back. And of course I like those games, but it's not gonna push me forward for as far as getting more achievements, because guess what? There's no more, and they were done a long time ago. So it's just
Honestly, I like that
games.
because I 100%ed Halo Reach a long time ago, and then they added a bunch of new like multiplayer achievements, and I don't think I
Yeah.
100%ed that group. I have, like
Yeah.
1400
Well,
gamer
some
score in
of
that
those
game,
were
and I never
really
got more.
tough. They
Yeah.
bring out the DLC, then nobody, like, it's hard to get those on the rotation of multiplayer games like that, because everybody would vote
Yeah.
off, them. And then they're super tough. Like a couple of those, you had to like literally coordinate them, or you'd never get
Yep.
them. I mean, I ended up
Right.
getting them, but we cheesed it. I mean, I'm not gonna
I
lie.
remember when there was one for stockpile, and I remember a game came up, and I was playing with all randoms, but we all knew the assignment, and we were able to get this achievement. I think it was like of capturing one flag in each zone or something like that, because like you could do like there was something that
Hmm.
like
In one
I could
game
tell
or
we
something too.
in one
Like
game I
yeah.
could
Yeah.
tell we
Yes.
all
Yeah.
were thinking it because we all
Yeah.
like did what we had to do to make that
Yeah.
happen,
Yep. You
and
have
I
to
was like,
coordinate
oh man, thank you.
between
Yeah,
that
me
But
and
me
like
the good old
also
vid masters, man.
it feels like you basically have to be there at the beginning of like the game launching to get some of those more difficult
like
achievements.
Meatwall,
Or like right when those achievements like oh my gosh, yeah.
like
Like
Meatwall.
those achievements like coming out. Because like otherwise, like I mean like
Yeah,
it's
people
just
learn.
yeah,
Yeah.
like or like people just don't care as much, right? Like I mean like they got all
Hmm.
their achievements, you know. I mean like they don't necessarily they're not at yes, every now and then you'll find someone who's like willing to help out, but like by and large, like most people will be like, "Hey, I'm just trying to play the game. I don't want to help you like do this thing that's like not at all related to the game, like trying to blow up a wall with a guy on the other side of it." You know, I mean, like,
I
yeah,
mean, I
I
was
I
that's
even in your
remember.
party and I didn't want to help with that. I remember like I knocked a guy next to a wall and David was like, "Wait, wait, don't kill him." And he like ran to the other side and put a charge up. And it's just like I'm gonna shoot him. I'm
I
worried. I'm
remember
worried. I'm gonna shoot him.
when I was still doing a little bit of achievement hunting, trying to 100% games. There was this. Actually, Arkham Origins has a little bit of like multiplayer side to it. I don't
right,
know if you all
yeah,
remember that. So those were really tough to get because nobody was playing that. And so I
Right.
remember playing it and then like having this conversation with this guy, like, "Hey, help me out," And so and that's what you had to do, which is kind of cool. You make friends that way, or friends in the moment, I guess. But it's really tough. I don't like I I'm not definitely not a fan of those
Mm,
like time, like it's definitely one of those like timed achievements, really, when it comes down to it. You
right.
have to be there at like the high concentration, or you're never gonna get it, or you have to fake it, fake it to make it, that sort of thing.
Mm.
But I definitely am a fan of, maybe they're a little bit challenging, but you've played the game, you put in the time, you deserve these achievements, instead of like I guess I'm both ways about it. I do like some of the harder ones, but I would definitely like to have some games where it's just not super hard, all the time to like get all of them. It would just be nice to be like, I did all the things and I got all the achievements, and that's what actually is kind of fun about the Telltale series. You get all those
Right.
achievements pretty much for
Right.
the
Just for
most
playing
part.
the game.
You just play the game, you roll through it, you get achievements, and you put a stamp on your book. You pretty much, it's
Right. 100%. I don't know. It's interesting because it's just a part of gaming. Like clearly there are still people who do it, right? I met this guy. He's a friend of mine, and he's like, oh yeah, and he's 100% in games on Steam. Blows my mind, dude. And that's how he relates to these games. But I mean, it's cool that Xbox is. I mean, I think there may be more of a communal. It's nice to have a communal aspect to single player games, right? And so,
I
like,
agree.
if you're playing a single player game, it is a way to like interact with your friends. There's just a lot about gaming that it's weird because like on one hand it's like, what do you mean like gaming's more social than ever, like as far as like playing games with people, but I don't necessarily know that that's social. Does that make sense? Like just because like multiplayer games are the most popular games doesn't mean that like we're being social while playing them.
Sure.
Right.
Like almost like, man, like I mean, I had a friend that like ultimately the only thing we kind of like we had some things in common, but we kind of drifted apart on all those. And the only thing we would really do is go to movies together. It's like, well, like, is that really being social? Like,
it's me, guys. That's what it's.
But I mean,
didn't want to say it out loud.
going to a movie and not talking and watching the same like movie, it's kind of social, right? But it's also kind of not.
But it's also kind of not.
Like,
yeah,
it's like, okay, you're sitting in a dark room watching a screen or whatever, and sure, you're sharing that experience, but like at the same time, like you're not talking during it, I mean, like, hopefully, I mean, like, and like,
ideally,
you might want to like you might be able to like talk about it afterwards, sure, but like that's going to be a limited conversation. At some point, you'll run out of things. Like, I mean, like ultimately, like movie going in and of itself isn't like necessarily the most inherently social thing, even if it kind of is a social activity that we kind of like accept as such. And I feel like playing multiplayer games is kind of the same in some ways, like especially when it's like games where you're not like coordinating or like like actually like working together to like achieve a common goal. Like if we're just playing Marvel Rivals and we're not like actively like tactically like playing it, I mean, like then we're just playing together. I mean, like I don't necessarily know that that's the most social thing,
even Helldivers, where you are like it's like that more objective based thing, but like you can still like not talk to people, right? And you can just be playing. And like, I mean, I play a lot of Monster Hunter, and I have times where I'm like working, needing help and call in people, but like we don't talk.
But also, like,
and then we never see each other again.
Well, and especially when you're playing with like randoms or like people that you're not actually like in a voice chat with, or like like socializing with, like outside of the game or whatever. Like, I mean, like it's kind of like that's an entirely like almost isolated experience that just so happens to include other people. I mean, like, and then you accidentally like make fun of their username and they hear you.
And then you don't pick up a relic and they blame you for for losing the game for they're like, well, we lost it the minute you didn't pick up that relic. And I'm like, oh.
But like I never have voice chat on in game, like if I'm playing a multiplayer game, I'm playing with like friends like in a Discord or something, like or in a party chat. Like I'm almost always like not playing multiplayer games with randoms because like I'd rather not, I mean, like
because we played
like that would be more complicated.
We played Xbox Live when it like first came out in the 360 era, so like we just really don't want to.
But then also like looking back, like I was definitely more open to that, and I guess that's like, I mean, like Man, some of my best moments were like playing the Titanfall campaign when it first came out.
Oh,
and
so
like
good.
meeting people, through that experience where you would go through that rotation of missions and you would be like brothers in arms by the time you finish that. It's like, whoa, I can't believe we did that. Man, it was, and then you never ever talk to that person ever again.
You're like, Rampaging Toaster 2. We've been through it together.
Yeah.
Rampaging Toaster 2. What? Like, yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. So that's interesting. And speaking of playing Monster Hunter, have you guys played? I mean, no, but I've been playing Monster Hunter on my Steam Deck. And man, I bet on the Xbox also, it runs like a dream. I really wish that this game, like, Wilds was great. There was a lot of like nice quality of life improvements in Wilds, but man, Monster Hunter's got so much, or like Monster Hunter Rise has so much character. I've been playing it a lot.
It was
I've
just
been
like
yeah,
the main
so
thing
good.
with like the newest one was just like the crossplay. That was the main thing that like appealed to me.
Crossplay was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
But
the crossplay was bad, but then these don't have crossplay, right? So
well,
I play
that's
Monster Hunter
issue,
on my Switch with my son, and then like I'm playing Monster Hunter on Steam with Logan, who is another fellow Nav member who's not been on a Navcast.
Yeah, we should change that at some point.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, he's doing like a remote work from home, so be like, yo, get off, stop working, and join a Navcast.
There you go. I mean, if he's remote working, he can find some time. I know about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He can find some time to fix his washing machine. Am I right? Or the floor?
Yeah. You do all the extra work at night, so during the day you can go outside and go to the hardware store.
Yeah, well, it's true because hey, the hardware store is not open all the time, right?
No, and our hardware store here closes at 5. If I work to 5, that means I'm not getting anything from the hardware store.
Who are they expecting is going to be their customer? This is crazy. They close at 5? What? No, what about families?
Yeah, they have to get there earlier, or they go to Cookville or something. They go 30 minutes.
You have to take off work.
Down south. Yeah.
When basically like when I had to get a new tire and everything, same kind of deal, right? Discount tire closes at 5 or whatever. And it's like, and I'm like, yeah.
So we get there a little bit, like, let's say 10 minutes till closing time, right? It's because I'm rushing because I had work to do and other things going on, but I'm just looking around. I know exactly what I want for the most part, but I just hear them talking about, oh man, people just keep rolling in. It's 8 minutes till, and all that sort of thing. It's like, man.
Yeah, but it's not like like I feel bad about that for restaurants, right? Because they have to prep the food and then they have to clean up after and all that. It's but man, I just wiped down the grill and now we got this like one more customer.
I know it's nothing like that. I mean, like it's local hometown, and I don't want to be here. It's time to go back home, and
I don't feel that way at all. I'm just like, yo, hey, I'm here. Hey, it's 59.
Yeah,
it's 59. You're still open. Sweet. But I think I've told this experience I've had here in Japan where I like have gone to get lunch. And I'm not joking. They're like, "Oh, we close at 2:30. We can't serve you." And I'm like, 2:30, right? I'm like, "But it's 1 p.m." And they're like, "Yeah, it's like this local place, right?" They're like, "Yeah, it's 1 p.m. But we're closing at 2:30, so we can't do it." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
They're like,
"That's
wild. Bye."
But also, like, my problem is I'm a fast eater, right? So I mean, like, I have no like kind of idea of like what's normal for like people to take time eating because like I'll be done in like 15 minutes if there's nobody with me. Like,
honestly, me too, right? I'm just like I literally just want to get some dumplings. Can I get dumplings? And they're like, no. No, thank you.
I think it was like literally like
them out.
I think it was literally you and me, like first one's done at that breakfast table, like during the NavCon, in January last year. Yeah, and everybody else like, still had like a plate full of food, and we're just sitting there,
just hanging out.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to that breakfast place right by my in-laws' house. What was it? I don't even remember what it was called, but Daniel was like really pumped about it, and it was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Oh, did you go to the place that we went?
I think so. I think you went there on a different day.
Yeah, I think we went there and maybe
Yes,
told you about
yeah.
it.
Because I think you were, yeah. I think you were talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
do you
enjoyed it.
remember
We
what it was
definitely enjoyed it.
called? It was like the
Nope.
name of somebody.
It seemed like it started with a J. I don't know why. I don't know why I think that, but
So go
Okay,
check
all
out the
right.
place that starts with a J in Chicago.
It was called.
Joanna's.
It was called Ellie's.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, it's called Ellie's.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
squint and turn your head a little bit sideways, it kind of looks like a J.
it's that whole
LJ,
squiggly cursive stuff. So
Yeah.
But yes,
I
it
was
was
just
quite
thinking
good.
jelly.
Watch its
Okay,
block
I was
print.
thinking jelly. That's why.
Exactly. He got a peanut butter jelly. Exactly. But is there anything else anyone wants to cover before we wrap up?
No, I think that's a pretty good place to leave it.
Yeah. Hey guys, let us know if you're gonna get the new Xbox, and let us. This would be an interesting thing, because I mean, David said it earlier in Farm 2, and honestly, me too. But like, is there a price for gaming consoles that takes it off the market for people? Right.
Right.
Because to me,
Yeah.
there's that thing of like, if I want it, I want it, and like I'll save up and get it or whatever. But like, is there a price that it's just like it's not worth it? I've been
Well-
really surprised to meet so many people who are still playing on PS4 recently, who like don't
Sure,
even have a
yeah.
PS5, and PS5's been out forever.
True.
But
They're
then
just
it's now
waiting
even
for the
harder
next
to get one.
generation, right? Yeah.
It's even harder to get one now at this point. If you
Well,
want a PS5,
and
it's
so
even
many
more
people-
expensive.
So many people have other devices too, and I think that's part of it too. Is like, are we entering the era of premium gaming because phones are taking up so much of like that extra bandwidth for a lot of people? Because
Probably.
you and I have we've all talked about it, but how like kids will just play stuff on their phones and not know what they're missing. Like they'll just play the worst version of something and think, oh, this is just the way I know it. They don't know anything better, so they're going to play on what they have. But when you see
Right.
something in like 4K versus, on your phone that can't, even go close, then you're like, okay, yeah, I can't do that now. I've seen the light. I can't go back. And that's kind of how we are because we've kind of like progressed with it. Like it's hard to
Right.
go back to, unless you're doing it for nostalgia reasons, it's hard to go back to some of those early games like 64 or whatever, when you're having very rigid graphics,
Sure, yeah.
but we all think of them better than they were, too. So that's just like growing up in that era. But it's like, okay, what's the point? That
Right.
will they make it, to like to a point where they can actually be able to meet that threshold, or are they just going to be able to, have to slowly progress from like, PS4 to PS5 after the next generation? Like pretty much staying a generation or two behind.
Well, and also there's a gap here too, right? Like, I mean, when the gap between, I know, thank you, honey. The gap from when we were younger was huge, but I'm playing an old Monster Hunter game. Like, who would think that the new Monster Hunter game would be competing with Monster Hunter Rise? How many years ago did that come out?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, we talk about that with like, on the like, it's a less experience, but I mean, I can play Power Wash Simulator 1 on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's
Right.
not, Power Wash 2, which is out already, but still yeah, I wonder if that's it really. That like these things like, oh, like consoles went from being like for people who can't afford PCs to like, oh, consoles, like most people just play on their phone. But my son's 13, Farm. I don't know where you feel about it, but I don't want to get him a phone.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a smartphone till after.
I mean, you could argue you still
way
don't have a
after.
smartphone.
Yeah, true.
You could argue that
I have
Farm,
a smarter phone. Yeah.
Farm doesn't
You're right.
Farm doesn't even know what a smartphone is,
I mean, I didn't have my first
if
cell
this-
phone until I was 18, but that was because the tech was like, a little bit.
If this is a dumb phone, then I'm perfectly fine being in the previous generation.
being dumb.
Yeah.
I like my dumb phone. Okay, yeah, I'm just a farmer, who likes to live in the
Tear up
backwoods
floors.
and tear up floors, and I like living in the in the off-beaten track of everything.
You just need to write a book.
When Farm finally does decide to try an iPhone, the funny thing to me is, right, D, he's going to love it.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, wow, look at all this stuff it can do. This is so nice.
I'm not foreign to Apple products. It's not like I don't know how they work. I just, I
he just cut out?
Yeah, he just cut out.
He just cut out, and he's recording on his Android phone. I think that's the crazy part. Like, we're all on our iPhones, and he's on his Android, and he just cut out. I think that.
Yeah.
If anything, I think that's that's very fitting.
Kind of says it all. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Bye. I like that I said that, and I don't have it up. All right, bye. Get out of here, Craig.